But Team USA is still right there in the thick of all of it, on their way to the round of 16, and they will face Belgium in their next match, Monday night, 7 o'clock in Seattle, without Flo Balogun. We don't think anyway there's any realistic pathway. They can't officially challenge the red card or appeal the red card. The one theory that has been floated out there is that they could appeal because of the fact that maybe the VAR protocols weren't applied properly. Feels like a Hail Mary, feels unlikely, feels like they're probably playing without Flo on Monday night, and they're going to have to figure it out. Yeah.
So
we talked about this a little bit before the show today, but the only benefit of them knowing that now is that they can prepare for the next 4-ish days, knowing that they won't have their star striker and trying to tactically come up with a better game plan for Ricardo Pepi, essentially, because he's likely going to be the guy who gets the start in Flo's place. Paul and I were talking about this a little bit before this show. Like, I get a little nervous thinking about Pepi stepping into that role because my mind immediately went to Pepi's performance in the Turkey match, which you'll remember the United States lost that game. It was their third match of group play. I thought Pepi had some chances that he fumbled. Like, I didn't think he looked very good in that game. PLG, to your point, your mind immediately went to Pepi playing in those friendlies where he did look
versus
a lot
Senegal.
better. Yeah,
he was connecting with Pulisic. You know, he set up his goal, doing really well on hold up play. So I mean, I think maybe that's just the optimist in me.
Yeah.
I think that the other part of it too is that if there were to get someone to get a red card or whatever, that's the position that I think where there would be the least amount of drop off, because I think Pepi is if not the best reserves that we have.
Yeah.
The only person I could think that I would be comfortable with subbing in for someone to start would be like Gio Reyna or whatever. But anyone on the back line, I don't want them playing.
Yeah.
But that's the piece of it for me that gives me a little bit of hope, is that Pepi has shown promise and shown that when he's playing with the ones, because I mean that's the other piece of it too, is that he was playing with all backups in Weston McKennie, and so playing with Pulisic and playing with Tillman and playing alongside Jedi and Des, you know, I think that piece of it, just with the pieces around him being better, I think it'll elevate his game.
I agree, but I also look at in that first half the goal that got called back. Flo's goal that got called back because it was offsides, and then the goal that actually counted to make it 1-0. Those were goals because of Flo. Like, that is why he's their leading goal scorer. That is why, as a fan base, the United States and fans of the U.S. men's national team finally feel like we have the number 9, because he has the creativity and the skill and the finishing ability that has eluded this team for
Forever.
so long. Like, so long.
That's always been the knock with the U.S. team.
Yes.
Is that they never have a 9.
Those goals were goals because of him, because it was Flo in that situation. And that's what makes me nervous, because you only get so many chances. And you can only have, like, so much, you know, magic out of Christian Pulisic from a creativity standpoint. And, like, he can only create so much. At the end of the day, the goal scorer is the finisher. And I know Pepi can do it.
Yeah.
I just think that there's a reason Flo's the starter, because he can do it
Definitely,
better.
yeah.
Does this put more pressure on Pulisic to
absolutely.
do more than he should? Does he now feel like, well, I don't need to just create, I need to actually be the one who finishes this thing? And does he get out over his skis?
I mean, he's the one
press?
the one piece of it that obviously hasn't come to fruition yet in the World Cup. You know,
On the score sheet.
On the score sheet, yes.
Because he's been electrifying.
He's been creating plays, and he's our playmaker of sorts, and, you know, creating all these chances, but he's not been the one getting the assist or getting the goal. And I think in this match, it does put pressure on him to be the one that delivers in those moments.
I agree. I also, though, I do think there's something to be said about, we have seen different guys step up throughout really this run.
Yeah.
And even go back to Malik Tillman's goal.
Yeah,
like,
he did really well in the Gold Cup leading up, but I mean, he hasn't in the friendlies and in the World Cup, and then he's kind of just come into his own. Alex Freeman,
the header,
you know,
yeah.
Like, we've had contributions from people that you don't expect it from.
Yeah.
Honestly, I mean, even Balogun, like he hasn't been doing, like, before the World Cup started, but since, you know, the start of the World Cup, he's been our top goal scorer. But yes, I mean, that's the bottom line, is that in this Belgium game, someone else is going to have to, who hasn't done it yet is going to have to step up, and then I think that'll be Christian Pulisic. I think this is going to be a game where he does put his stand, because I mean he hasn't had like a true moment yet in the World Cup, and he's our Captain America. We've always said that we're going to go as he goes.
Yeah.
And so I think he's going to be the guy that steps up for us in the Belgium game.
Historically, they have struggled with Belgium.
They have. We can pull up the history graphic. That's VO20. So they've played twice in the World Cup. The inaugural, the only time we've ever beat them was in the inaugural World Cup in 1930, which is not ideal.
Not great.
Not great.
Neither is 5-2 earlier this spring, but that was also, to your point earlier today before we came on the air, that was tantamount to like an NFL preseason game.
Exactly.
They're cycling guys in and out off the field.
And that game, we scored for Weston scored first, and then they equalized. I don't know. It was one of those games where the first half was really tight, and then the second half really, really got away after we made like wholesale changes and replaced the entire starting 11.
So there's some elements of that then that they should come out of with confidence. They should feel like, all right, hey, we played with them for a half. With our dudes
with
on
the guys
field,
on the field. And I mean, also in that game, Matt Turner was in goal and not Matt Freese. We didn't have Chris Richards because he was still nursing his hamstring injury. He hadn't been fully integrated into the team yet. So pieces that are on this team now, weren't playing in that game. And then like Max Arfston was playing left back for Jedi Robinson, so he wasn't playing either. So I mean, it's almost like that Belgium team beat the Turkey 8 World Cup team, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think they should have more confidence going into this game. And obviously Belgium's kind of underperformed what they were expected to do. They almost didn't make it out of the group.
They almost didn't make it out of the game against Senegal either.
So I mean, they've underperformed from their perspective. So
I do think this Belgium team is not what it. I think you hear Belgium, you think of the European powers, you think of just the fact that like they're better at soccer than we are, and they have been forever. And you think, I mean, that was our first time beating a European side in how long?
5 years.
On the World Cup stage?
No, just in
general.
Yeah.
Like friendlies or whatever.
Yeah, but I thought
they're talking about the Bosnia game.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was in the last 5. It was like 5 years ago.
Okay.
They played Germany, Belgium, Portugal. It had all of those, and that was the first one in 5 years.
Well, correct me if I'm wrong. I'm pretty sure the Americans are still the favorite going into this Belgium match. So,
I want to say they were slight favorites because of that. The recent form.
Yeah.
The United States team has
the recent form, the venue,
being the host nation, like that all kind of plays into it.
And Seattle as well, like that. I mean, you talk about some
when
of
they played in Seattle the
last
time.
Market. Yeah, you talk about soccer markets in this country. I think Kansas City comes to mind. Seattle probably number 2. Like it is, or Sounders fans probably want to punch me in the face right now. They're like, we are the OGs. And they have a good argument. Like, Seattle is a soccer city.
It's in the Mount Rushmore for sure.
The Pacific Northwest in general, because Portland is also huge. And you got to imagine the fandom that is going to come out for that game is going to be people from all across that region. Like, you're going to have people 100%. That are driving up from Portland. You're going to have people coming up from California. Like, it's also going to be probably a wine and cheese crowd because it's going to be about $2,000 a ticket to get in the building.
Oh, but, that's going to be a lot of money.
Yeah.
A lot of money.
It's going to be loud.
The other thing that I do think matters here relative to Flo Balogun, narratives matter.
And
if they're able to go to Seattle and beat Belgium without him, what kind of groundswell does that put behind this team now going
to move forward
into the round of 8? Hey, we did this without Flo. Now we're getting them back. Let's go take on probably Spain.
Yeah.
Buddy.
Or like, according to if it's Elfie, it's going to be Austria.
Well, yeah, but sorry, Elfie.
No confidence in Elfie in this group.
Not with today's pick. She was doing great until yesterday.
Let's be nice to the Dachshund.
No Elfie slander. I'm sorry, didn't mean to distract.
Hey, I'm just saying, if we tune in tomorrow and
we'll
see.
She's batting way higher than I am.
If she's right, I will fall on my sword on that one. I
kind
of have a feeling that Spain and Portugal are probably not losing those matches today.
The United States would likely be playing a Portugal or Spain if they made it that far.
How?
The U.S. would love Elfie's results.
Oh, yes.
That would be a great sign for Team USA.
USA's big Elfie fans right now.
I don't know. Even obviously we have to get through Belgium.
Yeah.
But if we did, I
agree with what Mike's saying.
At this point, like, I just want to see how the U.S. stacks up in a game against a Spain or a Portugal or whoever Elfie didn't pick. You know, like because I think right now it's almost like I have so much belief in this team.
Yeah.
And I think they can take on anybody. And then I'm like, okay, maybe temper those expectations.
That's what's like kind of beautiful about this World Cup is that like you see that belief in like non-soccer fans like Mike or just general sports fans. You see it and like you see it in the Fox pre-games. It looks like a college game day set.
Yes.
And I mean they're all chanting US, the country road singing afterwards. Like you could tell that everyone is completely bought into this team and they have a reason to be.
You know what I loved? It was during one of the feature interviews that Tom Rinaldi did.
Was it one of the ones that made you cry?
Yes. That's all of them. But Alex Freeman's dad, the fact that we called him that. Oh, okay. But Alex Freeman's dad literally said, I had the Green Bay, this was one of his lines in the interview. He said, I had the Green Bay Packers fans cheering for me. Alex has 50 states cheering for him.
Yeah.
Like, we are so used to sports in America, right? Like, where everyone cheers for their hometown team or the team that they grew up loving, whatever. Nearly never, other than the Olympics and now the World Cup, are we all 50 states of us are all cheering for the same team. Obviously, I know there are people who have their alliances and allegiances elsewhere. But generally speaking, like that I think is the coolest part. We all want this team to go
Earlier
far
today, I saw a video Abby Wambach posted. Have you seen it?
No. Not
so she posted a video. It was either last night or this morning, and it was to that exact point of she was like, she almost got choked up like saying it, and she was like, I love this crest so much, and they have the greatest opportunity the entire it's unifying everybody. And that's such a beautiful thing is like it doesn't matter like what part of the country you're from, like we are all rooting for this team and these 26 guys to do something unprecedented, and they have the greatest opportunity in front of them. Could you imagine if they legitimately won the World Cup?
No, I haven't let myself get that far.
Yeah, no, just shoot.
I haven't let my brain go there yet, but like
if they simply beat Spain.
No, right.
Yeah, if they make it to a
if
semifinal.
they were to do that,
if they got to the final?
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah, it'd be crazy.
To Mike's point, like with the Belgium, real quick, I think I agree with you. If they beat Belgium without Balogun, there's all the confidence in the world that they can take on anyone in this tournament.
Yeah.